Hi guys, it's Hannah here. I'm a 29-year-old cash budgeter and stuffer in Southern California, and this is HF Budgets. Welcome to March week 4 cash stuffing. Today we should have a total of $385 that we're going to be stuffing into our wallet and binders. So let's go ahead and get this account. We have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 3. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 81, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. We have the 385. I hope you all are having a great weekend. Hope you guys have had a great week. It is going to be a busy few weeks coming up for myself. Yeah, I am traveling and I'm house sitting, I'm traveling, and just a lot of kind of odd things that are going on, but it's also very exciting, so things to look forward to. So the very first thing that we're going to do today is unstuff my wallet. This week I do only have $5 left over from my wallet. It was a higher spending week, which is totally fine. That is what the money in my wallet is for. So it is nice that we have $5 left. I do have a couple quarters. The pennies are staying in my wallet, so those will remain there. But we will go ahead and put our 2 quarters into our little owl piggy bank. I did get this over on Etsy. Not on Etsy. I got it over on Amazon. And yeah, so we are going to go ahead and start off by stuffing my wallet. My wallet gets the same amount each week. It gets $175, and that breaks down for gas, groceries, eating out, and spending money. So this week the denominations are going to be a little different, just to work with what I had. We have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 75. Let me see if I can, I think all the 5s are actually pretty decent, but I can go with a more lightly used one. Okay, so before I stuff the full 175 into my wallet, we are going to jump into a savings challenge to kind of help just save some more of that the spending money that I have. And we are currently using this Under the Sea challenge. It's a Spongebob themed challenge by the Fancy Dollar. I am going to continue this week by adding $30 in. I've been adding $30 week to week. So we are going to add $30 for my weekly spending. And then I think, no, I was going to see, I'm trying to figure out if I wanted to add the that extra 5, but I think I have an idea of where I want it to go. So we are adding $30 into our Under the Sea challenge. So this week, so now we have in this challenge 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So we are on the final stretch for this challenge. I'm not quite sure where this is going to go yet. I was thinking about putting it in travel. I might put it into clothing for a wardrobe for travel. We will see. We'll figure that out once we finish it. All right, so now in our wallet we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 30, 45. So 145 for the week. And that is all set. All right, jumping first into our brown binder and our sinking funds. So today personal health is going to be getting $5. Oops. And now in personal health we have 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, and $67 in personal health. Household today is also going to be getting $5. So now in household we have 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. I am going to have to be I'm going to spend some of this soon because we need some paper products for our apartment. So that'll be happening in the near future. Skincare today is going to be getting 5. So now in skincare we have $50, $60, $65, and $70. Emergency today is also going to be getting 5. If you did not watch my budget with me, I did talk about how I condensed some of my envelopes. So I took some envelopes out of my green binder and condensed some of the extra saving envelopes that I had to just kind of put all the savings into one location for now as we build my emergency savings fund. So you will see this challenge is now almost complete. That is due to consolidating those envelopes into this envelope as well as my car maintenance fund. So we are almost at $500 in my emergency fund, and we added 5 today. So now in our emergency fund and with this savings challenge, we have $400 in the bank, 20, 25, and 30. So we have 430 currently with this challenge. That's correct. All right, moving on to Christmas. We are adding $5 into Christmas. This always gets $5. And then typically a mini from my mini Mondays is always allocated towards Christmas to help bump this up. So with that $5, we now have $100 in the bank, 20, 30, 35, 40, 41. So 141 in Christmas. And then our last envelope today that we are stuffing is going to be our car maintenance. And we are adding 5 into car maintenance today. So now car maintenance has 100 in the bank, 20, 30, 35, and 40. 140 in car maintenance. I do have 2 trackers in here because one is almost done and I didn't want to waste one, so we added it there. All right, now jumping into our green binder, which houses the rest of our sinking funds. We are jumping right into Costco, and Costco today is going to be getting $10. We're trying to build this up so I can make a Costco run. So now in Costco, we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 61, 2, and 3. I'm not sure when I'm going to make that Costco run, but it will need to be soon. I'm running out of frozen chicken, so that will be happening probably not until the end of April, which I say soon, and then I have this thing where it's like, oh, it'll be soon, and then it's like a month later. I don't know why I do that, but it's nice to tell myself that I'm gonna go soon. Anyways, H Mart got $5 today, so now we're at 20, 30, 40, 45 in H Marts. Friends today is gonna be getting 5 as well, so now it has $25. Personal spending is going to be getting 5. It currently has nothing, so we are starting off with that 5. And personal spending. And then travel today is going to be getting 10. We are building up to our next 100 in this envelope. So now in travel we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 85. I am doing a quick trip to Portland next weekend to visit some friends. I'll be working remote a few days, the weekdays that I'm there. So I'm hoping to stuff the 15 into this next week to then use this 100 towards spending money when I go up there. We will see if that happens in the budget for next week. All right, Hannah today. Hannah is getting $5. So now in Hannah we have 1, 2, 3, 05. In Hannah. Clothing today, we did use clothing last weekend, so we are restarting clothing with 10 this week. So, and that is all that it has. Gifts today is going to be getting $5. So now in gifts we have 20, 30, 40, 45, and 50 in gifts. 30, Flirty, and Thriving. We're restarting this off with 5. We did get to 100 our last stuffing, and so we are now working on our second 100. Budgeting items is also going to be getting 5. So now in budgeting items and shop small, we have 10, 20, and 25. Disney spending is going to be getting 5 today. And now in Disney spending, we have 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, and $81 in Disney spending. And then our last envelope now is tech, and tech is going to be getting 5. So in tech, we now have 50, 70, 80, 50, 70, 75, and $80 in tech. I was getting ahead of myself there. And that is going to be all for our green binder. The last binder we're going to be stuffing today is our savings challenge binder. All right, we already stuffed our under the sea challenge with our wallet spending, so we are going to skip over that. Our second envelope here we are jumping into is our saving with friends. This is a little Disney challenge book from Budget with Amanda. We are currently working on the 101 Dalmatians Save 100. So last time we scratched a 9 and a 7, so we are adding $16 into this challenge today. And so now in our Savings with Friends challenge book, we have 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 7, 8, and $49. So we are just about halfway for this page. And we are going to go ahead and scratch off our next 2 numbers. We're going to go over to the other side, and we have a 10, which is high, but that's fine. We're going to keep going, and a 5. So next week we will be stuffing $15 into our Savings with Friends challenge, which this is so freaking cute. I absolutely love it. And I think what I'm going to be saving this for is currently saving for a trip to Disney World or a Disney cruise. Currently that is not planned at all. Not even really thought about, but I know it's something I want to do, and I want to be ready when it happens, and I can save small amounts each week to get there to make that possible. All right, our next challenge is a new challenge from our Cash Dash book. This is a Save 500. I'm using this to save up for a 4th of July trip. So this is technically trip miscellaneous. My goal is end of May, but that's kind of a loose goal. We'll see if that actually happens. So we are starting this challenge off with $10 today. And unfortunately, I do not have enough from my wallet to add another 10, but maybe next week. This is where my wallet rollover will be going now that we've completed our 50 envelope. So we get to color in our first $10 space. And super excited about this one. So we'll add our $10 into here. All right, next up we have our Pizza Fridays. This is from MikaelaCreationsCo over on Etsy, and we budgeted $20 for this week. And I think my denominations are wrong because we should have another 20, but that is okay. And this is where I'm going to add my extra 5. Instead of doing the $20 space that we have here, I'm going to do this 25 at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and color in this 25. This savings challenge is going towards my emergency fund, so any money that we can add to it is good. So now in our Pizza Friday challenge, we have $300 in the bank, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 91, 2, 3, and 4. So that's $394 in our Pizza Fridays. We are working on getting halfway. That challenge card will save us $841, so we are trekking along. All right, our next savings challenge comes from Oh Mama Budgets over on Instagram. Last week we scratched a 14, so we will be adding, that is a 5. We will be adding $14 into our Friends Savings Challenge. Let's go ahead and add this in. So now in our Friends Theme Challenge, we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 105, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we broke the 100 mark. This will save us 186. This is going to be going towards an extra car payment. And we are going to go ahead and scratch our next one here. And it looks like we are going to be saving $16 next week. So we will make sure to budget $16 for our Friends Challenge next week. All right, jumping into April. This is the first of 2 annual challenges that I have in this binder. This one's from Buttercup Budgets. We are starting it a little early. Even though it is March, we're going to start April and just continue stuffing this week to week instead of skipping weeks for any 5-week months. And this week it is getting $7. I allocated each egg to be $1, so we're doing this top row right here. And we will cross it off. So we have 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and then 7. So $7 going into this challenge. I did get this as a free download over on Buttercup Budgets Kofi. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. And then our second annual challenge is this April one from Budget with Amanda. Also got this one over on Kofi, and we're going to be adding $8 into this one today. 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to be doing that with this 5 and this 3. So we have $8 to kick off Budget with Amanda's. I'll stick that back in. All right, moving on. There was not a Formula One race last weekend, but there is this weekend. So if Max finishes the race within the points and he scores some points, then we will be stuffing this next week. But not today. All right, so moving on to our color and save. Our color and save today is going to be getting $6. 5 and 6. Something does not seem right. Oh, okay. I have 2 tens. Okay, we're okay. Panic a little. And we're gonna color in our next 2 $3 spaces. And I apologize for my coloring skills. I am not the best, and these are not the greatest markers to color with. But they're the colors I chose, and it is what we are working with. Initially, this was going to be going towards an individual brokerage account, but I have since changed my mind on that. I think it's still going to go towards investing, but I think it's going to go towards bumping up my Roth IRA. I do put into my Roth IRA before I even budget out. I do an automatic transfer from each paycheck, and then I also put in from my into a 401k and get my employer match. So I have both of those going, but I do not currently max out my Roth, and so I would like to work towards doing that. But yeah, so we got to color in 2 $3 spaces, and let's go ahead and add this money and give this account. This savings challenge was from Budget with Carly over on Kofi, and we now have 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 51, and $52 in our colors and save. And then our last savings challenge today is going to be the Save Your Way in 2026 from Shade's Budget, and it is getting the final $24 that we have here. And that is with this challenge, and that is this one rectangle right here. So we will go ahead and cross off these numbers. So that means we should be able to complete this if we can continue putting $24 into it in 3 weeks, which is very exciting because this is going to be going towards a Europe trip that I am taking in May. So we are going to use this as some extra spending money. So I currently have $100 in the bank for this, and in cash we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 184 currently saved with Save Your Way in 2026. Awesome. Well, that concludes our cash stuffing for today. I am glad you guys are here. If you're interested in any of the savings challenges, I have everybody tagged down below. But yeah, that's all. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I will see you guys next time.